Social media has reduced shadow work to a trend of gentle self-care, usually involving journals and vague affirmations. It treats a complex psychological process as a spiritual accessory. Clinical shadow work operates through a different logic. It is a mechanical, systemic, and frequently uncomfortable process of psychological unmasking. Carl Jung established the foundation for this system in texts like Ion and The Archetypes in the Collective Unconscious. He viewed the psyche not as a mystery to be felt, but as an architecture to be understood. The shadow represents a neutral repository of psychological data. It contains the traits the conscious mind rejected to ensure survival in early social environments. Because suppressing this data requires a massive, continuous expenditure of energy, the act of integration reclaims that power, resulting in a highly functional individual. Most modern interpretations fail because they attempt to soothe a symptom. Jungian depth psychology addresses the underlying system. To understand the system's formation, we start with the infant psyche. We are born psychologically whole, exhibiting every possible human trait, from aggression to empathy, without an internal filter. This stream of traits hits a sorting mechanism dictated by culture. Acceptable traits that secure approval are routed upward, constructing the ego. Traits that threaten a child's standing, like natural aggression, are forcefully suppressed downward into the unconscious shadow drive. Robert Bly provided a specific, practical translation of this Jungian dynamic. In A Little Book on the Human Shadow, Bly describes this as a long, invisible bag we drag behind us. Every behavior that endangers our attachment to the group gets stuffed inside. This suppression is a biological necessity. For a vulnerable child, group attachment is the only path to survival. While this sorting system keeps the child safe, the adult eventually hits a bottleneck. The effort of dragging a bag filled with decades of suppressed data eventually slows every decision, relationship, and career move to a crawl. The psyche maintains subconscious homeostasis. A closed system cannot contain high-pressure, suppressed traits indefinitely without venting that energy elsewhere. When the bag becomes too heavy, it threatens to destabilize the conscious mind. To prevent a total breakdown, the system must vent the pressure. It achieves this through projection. This is an automatic release valve where the mind subconsciously assigns its own suppressed traits to people in the outside world. This creates the primary diagnostic tool for shadow work. What we resist in others, we carry in ourselves. Marie-Louise von Franz noted that this manifests as intense irrational envy, extreme overreactions to a stranger's behavior, or patterns of self-sabotage that we blame on bad luck. If you are looking for frameworks to master your internal operating system rather than just soothing it, consider subscribing to Growth Systems Daily. When someone else's behavior makes you disproportionately enraged, you are looking at a precise metric of a leak in your own shadow system. Integration is often misunderstood. It does not involve acting out toxic habits or abandoning social boundaries. James Hollis defines it as the act of recognizing shadow material, claiming ownership of it, and maintaining a conscious dialogue with those parts of yourself. This battery represents the energy cost of maintaining a persona. You are constantly burning resources to hold down the partition over your suppressed traits. When that partition dissolves, the energy used for suppression flows back into the central system. The internal friction disappears. Robert A. Johnson points out the shadow houses our suppressed darkness alongside our lost gold, the creativity, assertiveness, and raw power abandoned for social safety. Reclaiming these discarded elements results in an individual who is whole, decisive, and highly functional. Theoretical understanding provides no value without an operational protocol to process the data. This is step 1, the projection inventory. It is a daily tracking method used to reverse engineer your emotional triggers. In column 1, log the external trigger. Name the person who annoyed or enraged you during the day. In column 2, isolate the specific trait. Strip away the context of the argument and name the exact behavior they exhibited, such as arrogance, laziness, or neediness. In column 3, perform the internal reflection. Ask, where do I exhibit this trait in secret, or where do I actively suppress my desire to act this way? Step 2 is mirror work. Speak your column 3 findings aloud to your own reflection while maintaining eye contact. This physical action is designed to bypass your intellectual defenses. Step 3 is the systems review. Run this protocol for 30 days and look for recurring patterns. These repeating traits represent your active shadow material. Implement the projection inventory today. For more uncompromising frameworks on human optimization, subscribe to Growth Systems Daily. A machine cannot be fully optimized while half of its core code remains hidden in the dark.